Alright, I'm going to show you how we apply our waist beads here at Kush Kitty. So, we're going to have it out of the packaging. I just take it around, wrap it around my body. And then I push so I have a little bit of room for my fingers, and to make sure that there is no string going on back there. It's all beads, all covered with beads, so then you don't accidentally get yourself with the string sometimes and the beads, because that would not be fun. Always take into consideration that you do need to eat. You're going to get a little bit bloated throughout the day, so I tend to put these on later in the day after I've eaten, so I have enough room at the end of the day, and they don't feel uncomfortable and they don't bust off. Also, take a seat when you're putting these on and just see where it's going to sit and how tight it is next to you, because when you sit down, everything changes a little bit. Alright, so what I do with my little room right there, I make a little X, and wherever you make the X is going to push the beads, and then you can kind of see, you can push the rest of them away, and if you pull it close together, you're going to see where the beads are going to lay and how tight it's going to be. If you need to, I just move over little beads just like that, just to make sure I have enough beads to cover all of the string and to make sure I have enough room. Also take into consideration if you want them layered and what kind of effect you would like, to look at that. So when you put the beads and you scrunch them together and you lightly tie them, you can see where it's going to lay on your body. So the more you add, the looser it's going to be. The more you take away, the tighter it will be on you. So with the slack, I make my first initial tie after seeing the cross and where I like it. And then you're going to do a second tie. I only ever do 2 ties because I feel like they 3 ties just always unties for me. So you're going to make sure when you tie it the second time, you get all of the beads through, and that it only goes and ties on string to string, and that there's no beads in between. Because then when you go tie it, it's not going to tie correctly and it's gonna fall off. So make sure you get all the beads. Make sure that the first initial tie is tight. You have to be patient with this and take your time. And then once you get that second one right where you want it, tie it tight, and you just pinch it. First couple times, honestly, I've dropped mine so many times. And if you guys do have that issue, let us know. I would be more than happy to send you guys another pair or something close to it, because it's bound to happen, especially the first couple times you're putting on waist beads. You have to be patient and take your time. Alright, and so after you do that second tie, it should be looking like this. Okay? And I always keep it knotted, because at the end of this, when I cut these off, you can keep them and you can make bracelets with it, or I like to make anklets with the leftover beads, so I'm matching, and it's just fun. It's just fun. Okay, so you take this bad boy, and then I cut them not too long. I mean, since you already tied it, and I would really make sure, don't pull it too hard or you might undo the knots, but just pull it and make sure that it's tight enough, so then if you don't want it to fall off after you cut this, because then you're not going to be able to get the waist beads back on. So crucial part right here, make sure it's tight, make sure it's good. I make sure to hold right on top of the beads, so then when I cut it, I have all these beads left and I can do as I please with them. I set those aside. Now you don't have to. I do recommend that you burn and you cinch these together and you press them. My favorite thing to use are pinchers. They are perfect for this, because big boobs and everything, or for just to hold it away from your skin when you're burning it, definitely helps. I always make sure to cover the knot just a little bit, because if you get a little too crazy with the lighting, you're just going to burn off the waist beads and you're not going to be able to keep them. I don't keep it super close, I just lightly singe it. And then I use the end of my lighter and I tap it, move the pincher, and then I continue pushing the little fibers together to make sure that they're sealed and they're all together. I'm going to do it one more time, just a little bit risky business here. And then pinch them together. And I feel like that is what helps keep my waist beads on for months at a time. I just barely took mine off, and I had them on for about 3 to 4 months. It's all about just being careful and taking into consideration and being patient when you're putting them on. But I hope this helps you guys, and I hope this makes your applying your waist beads a little bit easier.